He was a successor to another great actor, Douglas Fairbanks, one of the first Australian actors that made it big in Hollywood. The new actor that took stories of Robin Hood to new heights, starring in westerns, historical dramas, and even war films, becoming one of the well-known actors to become a action hero and an adventurer on the silver screen, as well as in real life. This is the heroic Errol Flynn, and this is his basic biography. Early life. Errol Flynn was born on the 20th of June 1909 in Tasmania, Australia, during the time of the British Empire, and would be classed as a British subject due to Australia being a British colony. He was born to a family who worked in the education sector of Australia and had some roots to the United Kingdom, as he was able to hear stories based on his heritage and how it would be an adventure for his family to come over to the other side of the world. He would attend school in Hobart and would be working odd jobs at the same time while studying at school. His parents would send him around the world to attend schools, as well as spend time in the United Kingdom and even in Sydney, Australia, where he would be staying in boarding schools and graduating from college at a young age, where he would be able to attend better formal education to gain further educational success whilst being young, which most children at his age would dream of having. He would again work odd jobs just outside of Australia, and even making ends meet based on his skills and education, which allowed him to work freely through the British Empire and various colonies in the British that were run by the British Empire from the 1920s to the 1930s. Acting career. Whilst working abroad and having time to be an adventurer in his spare time, Errol Flynn managed to get himself into acting and would appear in various films within Australia, and even have a chance to become an actor at a young age by stepping away from his odd jobs that would have him trying to create himself a stable career. He was offered many roles in the 1930s whilst being a British subject and working for the Empire, as he was able to be given opportunities to work in his first film or first movie role, which was called the Wake of the Bounty in 1933, where he was able to become a big actor in Australia, but not around the world. He went back to the United Kingdom straight after being a hit in Australia, where he was able to become a star in more movies that would get him a paid acting credit, as well as an adventurous actor who was never scared of danger, which most audiences loved about his acting style and his career, even making himself a real life appearance, making himself a real life appearance to see various fans and actors around the world, sharing his enthusiasm in the film industry. He was able to star in the movie Murder in Monte Carlo in 1935, that would make him a big hit in the United Kingdom, as well as a breakout star in Australia. From his success in the UK and in Australia being present, now in the United being now in the United States, Errol Flynn was able to still continue his acting career as a action hero in various movies, and even stayed in working for various production studios that were able to offer him new roles inside the United Kingdom. Yet, once Hollywood found their new leading actor for the new movies released in the 1930s, the first production studio that was able to offer him a job in the United States was Warner Brothers Studios, and his next movie or his next role in Hollywood would be called Captain Blood during 1935, and would make him an action hero all around the United States. New to Hollywood but big in Britain, Hollywood was able to change the young, rugged actor Errol Flynn into a swashbuckling hero, and even working on films that had elements of Western genre based on his character. He would star in more movies for Warner Brothers and even other production studios, being on loan for him to star in various movies for them. In a span of the 1930s to the 1940s, Errol Flynn became a hero to many and around the world, even being a successor to the older Douglas Fairbanks, who played characters such as Robin Hood and Zorro during the 1910s to the 1930s. Errol Flynn was a younger version of that once great actor Douglas Fairbanks, and would pass be a torch would be passed to this new actor. The film The Adventures of Robin Hood in 1938 would show that Errol Flynn was the next actor to play Robin Hood, and even have the torch passed to him, passing this new torch to a new generation of actors, or an actor itself. From then on, Errol Flynn was given a role in the lucrative and fast-selling genre of the 1930s to 1940s. This genre was the Western genre, and his first film role in this genre was him playing Wade Hatton in the movie Dodge City in 1939. In the same year, he starred alongside Betty Davis in the movie The Private Lives of Elizabeth and Essex. He would be able to make himself known in the 1940s as well by working in various genres that were popular in regards to World War II, starting at the same time of his Hollywood film success. He changed from a cowboy to a war hero and vice versa, as he would be classing himself as an actor who was an elite, working with various actors and actresses from Humphrey Bogart to Olivia de la Havilland, sometimes traveling around the world whilst being an actor continuing his Hollywood success. Personal life and final years. He would be married at least 3 times in his life and would have 4 children with his relationships. First wife was Lily Damatia from 1935 to 1942. His second wife was Nora Eddington from 1943 to 1949. His final wife was Patrice Wymore from 1950 to his death. He became a US citizen in the 1940s based on becoming a full-time Hollywood actor, and even spending more time going on adventures outside of acting based on his sense of exploration. He would be having some trouble with the law outside of his acting career and would be acquitted from his crimes. His final years were in the decade of 1950 or the 1950s, as he would be living a lavish lifestyle and be classed as an elite actor that would be having the world at his feet. He started to work in television whilst being a film actor, making appearances around the world and even filming most of his films outside of the United States, traveling to Asia and the rest of the world to gain some good locations for his adventure movies, to movies that were based on the war, meeting with world leaders around the world and even being classed as one of their favorite actors of all time. His final film was The Cuban Rebel Girls in 1959, in the same year of his death. Legacy of a Hollywood Hero. Sadly, the hero of the silver screen, Errol Flynn, passed away on the 14th of October 1959 in Vancouver, Canada, from a heart attack at the age of 50. He was remembered for being a hero on the silver screen, but had some financial troubles in his later life, and would spend time indulging in alcohol and tobacco, which most actors and actresses would have a common interest, but lead to his failing health. His legacy lives on till today as well, with movies based on his life being made with various actors who loved his movies at a young age. Actors such as Kevin Kline being able to portray both Errol Flynn in the biopic movie about him, as well as playing Douglas Fairbanks in the biopic of Charlie Chaplin. Errol Flynn's son, Sean Flynn, was able to become an actor and then go on his own adventures, but sadly passed away in the 1980s as well as go missing in the 1970s. Yet his great grandson would take up the mantle of the family and become an actor himself, and his name was Sean Flynn as well. Yet he was able to inspire new Australian actors and superstars, and that after his death. Actors such as Geoffrey Rush, Hugh Jackman, Guy Pearce, and even Thor actor Chris Hemsworth. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. I'm Suki Cookie, and please subscribe to my and watch my channels and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you for watching.